Good morning, my dear students. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Today we're gonna have a new lesson of chapter 9, which is about measurements. Our lesson for 2 is lesson 912. It's about the time. Your lesson is pages 562 and 563. Today, you're going to be able to change from one unit of time to another. So our plan is how to find an equal measure of time, and we're going to solve some questions from the book, page 563. As usual, here are our instructions. You need to download all the attached resources and open your student book, page 562 and 563. You can find it with the attachments if you don't have the book. Open your notebook, a new page, write the date and the day and the lesson title. Follow the instructions in each slide, and you can repeat watching as many as you want, since we are sending you the links already. Solve the questions from the student book on the notebook as the slides mention. So, let's do this quick warming up about multiplication and division. In the first one, we need to multiply 5 times 365. In multiplication, we put the bigger number up and the smaller number down. And when we start multiplying, you do the multiplication of the number 5 from down by each number up. So 5 times 5 is 25. So this is how we write 25. 2 up and the 5 down. Now 5 times 6 is 30. Plus the 2 is 32. So this is it. 32. Now 5 times 3 is 15. 15 plus 3 is 18. So that is our answer, 1825. Number 2. If you want to divide 4800 by 60, do you remember when we have zeros in division, we can cross the common 0. So we have 1 0 in common. There is 1 0 here. We can cross it with 1 0 from the other number. So we get 48 divided by 8. 48 divided by 6 is 8 because 6 times 8 is 48. Then you put your 0 in the answer. Now to multiply 365 times 60. Now the bigger number is 365. Down, no need to write the 60. You can just write the 6. Kick the 0 of the 60 out and take the 6 only. Here is it. And multiply the number 6. 6 times 5 is 30. So this is 3 with 0. 6 times 6, 36, plus 3, 39. And 6 times 3, 18. Plus 3 is 21. Now this is the answer of multiplying 365 by 6. But don't forget that that number was 60, not 6. So there was a 0, we kicked it out. So with the 2190, there is a 0. So the answer is actually 21,900. So let's start now. First, let's discuss together the units of time that we know. We already know in the 1 minute, we have 60 seconds. In the 1 hour, we have 60 minutes. In the 1 day, we have 24 hours. In the 1 week, there are 7 days. And in the 1 year, there are 12 months. And in the 1 year, we also have 52 weeks. Now you should memorize these, and we actually know them from our daily life, so it doesn't need to be memorized. And you should know also that in the regular year, the normal year that we live, there are 365 days. But there are some years that are leap years. In the leap years, there are 366 days. Do you know why there are 366 days in the leap year? Because the leap year, the month of February, have 29 days. But in the regular years, we know in February we have 28 years. So there's an extra day in the leap year, and the leap year happens every 4 years. In the 1 century, there are 100 years. This is the century. How do you convert one unit of time to another? And that is our main thing in our lesson. We're going to convert between hours and minutes, minutes and seconds, years and days, and so on. So pay attention very well to the procedures of converting between units. Now, first of all, that books that we discussed together is already in the book, page 562. So you can find these books in the course book. So you can go back to it whenever you want, but remember that you should memorize it if you don't know how many days and how many years and so on for each of them. Let's do this example together. Jensuk just had a party to celebrate her graduation. Her father videotaped the party. The video camera's battery lasted for 7,260 seconds. How many hours did the video camera battery last? So, look, we know that her camera lasted this much of seconds. We need to know that 7,260 seconds. How many hours is it? So we're going to change from seconds to hours. Which one do you think is bigger? Is it the seconds or the hours? Of course, the hours. So we are changing from small, very, very small units of time, which is seconds, to larger one, to hours. So to change from smaller units to larger units, we divide. And we know that from metric converting units. So we can't jump directly from seconds to hours because there is a minute between them. So we have seconds, then minutes, then hours. So we should first change the seconds to minutes, then change the minutes to hours. Now, what do you think is the relation between seconds and minutes? We know that in each 1 minute, there are 60 seconds. So when we divide 7,260 by 60. And we know when we divide this, we can just cross out the common zeros. So you can cross out a zero from here and cross out a zero from here. So you can just divide 726 divided by 6. And you do that with a long division. So 726 divided by 6 is 121 minutes. So we changed the amount of seconds to minutes. Now this much of minutes, we need to change it to hours. What's the relation between hours and minutes? We know that in Every 1 hour, there are 60 minutes. So to change the minutes to hours, we divide 121 by 60. So there isn't zeros in common to cross, so we should do log division. When you do log division, you get 2 with a remainder of 1. So this is what you actually get when you divide it. This is 121. When you divide it by 60, by using covering, if you cover the 0 and the 1, you will get 12 divided by 6. And we know 12 divided by 6 is true. If you try the 2, you will get 120. And this is actually working. So if you divide subtract 121 minus 120, you will get a remainder of 1. So we get 2 hours. The remainder is in minutes. So 2 hours and 1 extra minute. Okay, so when you do that, the camera lasted for 2 hours and 1 minute. Let's have another example. How many days old is Tyron if he is 11 years old? Sorry. So how many days if he is 11 years old? And they told you in the question, there are 3 years of those 11 years are leap years. And we know leap years means 366 days. So, Tryon, his age is 11 years. So we're changing from years to what? To days. So to change from years to days, larger to smaller, we multiply. What do you think should we multiply by? If we have an original year, we multiply by 365. But if we have a leap year, we multiply by 366. So here, in the 11 years, 3 of them are leap years. So how many years left that are regular years? 11 minus 3 is 8. So 8 years are regular. So again, where did we get the 8 from? From here. The 11 years, take away 3 leap years. So you will have 8. That 8 is the number of regular years. Okay? So let's do it again. When you you multiply, because we're changing from years to days, we multiply 8 times 365. So this is what we get, 2,920 days. Now we're done with the regular years. Now the leap years. How many leap years are there? 3. In a leap year, how many days do we have? 366. So you multiply 3 times 366, you get 1,098 days. So how old is Tryon in total from the regular years and leap years? You add the 2 blue number of days, you get 4,018 days old. Let's do the practice time. Open your book, please, page 563, and solve the questions here. These questions. Again, this is the books of that you're going to use to convert between times These are our questions. So you're going to have 6 minutes to do these questions. You can pause the video until you solve the questions for 6 minutes. When you're done, continue watching the video to see the answers. So you're supposed to be done now. Let's check the answers. This is our books. This is the first question. The 360 seconds, change it to minutes, we divide by 60. So when we divide by 60, you can simply cross the common zeros. So there's a 0 here and a 0 here. So 36 divided by 6 is 6 minutes. Okay, let's do the next one. 2 centuries, we need to change it to years. Centuries, as you see, there is 100 year in the 1 century. So you multiply because we're changing from big to small. The century is way bigger than the years. So times 100, which is 200 years. 48 hours to 2 days, you divide 48 by 24. So 48 divided by 24, we know it, it's 2. So there are 2 days having 48 hours. Okay, now here. 5 minutes. How many seconds in the 5 minutes? From minutes to seconds, larger to smaller, we multiply by 60. So 5 times 60, look, you use the information that we know. Kick out the 0 out. So 5 times the 6 is 30. And this is our 0. So in all, we have 300 seconds in the 5 minutes. Now, in the next one, this much of minutes to change it to weeks. Now, we can't go directly from minutes to weeks. So first, we convert to minutes to hours by dividing by 60. Then we get 168 hours. Now change the hours to days. There are 24 hours in the day. So we divide by 24. We get 7 days. Now we change the 7 days into week. We know in the 7 days there is 1 week. Number 14, you had 5 hours and 30 minutes. We need to find this in seconds. So first, we need to know in the 5 hours, how many seconds are there? So first, we change the seconds to minutes. In the 5 hours, you multiply by 60, so there are 300 minutes. In the 300 minutes, you multiply by 60 again. So look what happens when we multiply them. 3 times 6 is 18, and there is 1, 2, 3 zeros. We put them 1, 2, 3 zeros out. So we have 18,000 seconds in the 5 hours, but we still have a part of 30 minutes. Okay, in the 30 minutes, we have 30 times 60. So 3 times 6 is 18, and you put your 2 zeros out, so it's 1,800 seconds. So this is how much of seconds do we have from the 30 minutes. And this is how much of seconds do we have from the 5 hours. So 5 hours and 30 minutes, we need these two parts together. So we add them together, we get 19,800 seconds. That was our lesson. So hope you get it well. Be careful in changing units. You should go step by step until you reach the unit that you want. Now, this is your homework. It's due Thursday. You do it um, not after 2:30 p.m. So we're not gonna accept any one after 2:30 p.m. Now I'm just gonna show you, for example, in the sections of 5CI2 and 5BI2. When you do the homework, you can just click on the link of your section. So if you click on this section, look what is that link is going to take you to. So here is again. Oops. Just a second, please. Look, when you open or when you click on the link will take you to this page. This is a copy of homework lesson 912. Now, if you do the homework through this link, no need at all to do it in the homework sheet. Well, you can use just a pencil and paper to write and do the calculations. Okay, so this is the title of our lesson. You write your name here, choose your section, and when you write your name and choose the section, I'm gonna show you, for example, this is my name, Haneen, teacher Haneen. I'm gonna choose 5BI2, for example. Go next. These are our questions. Okay, find the equal measure of 7 minutes. The 7 minutes, is it 420 seconds, 410 seconds, 400 seconds? You should do the calculations to do that. That's question 2, 3, and so on. So these are all the questions. When you're done all the questions, you click on submit. So please, my dear students, stop doing the homework in and the homework sheets and taking pictures of the homework sheets and sending them to your teacher's account in the eSchool. We are just going to accept the homework through the links. Okay? We're not gonna accept any homework that is going to be sent through the uh, the eSchool. Okay, so that was our lesson. Thank you for watching. Bye.